everyone, you now have the body and the sleeves of your hoodie done. Now it's time for us to do the cuffs and also the waistband. We're now ready to assemble our waistband and our cuffs, ready to put onto our hoodie. So you should have 2 cuff pieces that look like that, and also 2 waistband pieces that look like this. So with our waistband pieces, we're actually going to put those on top of each other, right sides together, because these are our side seams, and we're going to pin that down each edge. With our cuffs, we're going to fold them in half long ways and then pin them down each of these edges. We're now ready to overlock our cuffs and our waistband. I'm now going to overlock the ends of the waistband. Now I'm going to overlock down the long end of each of the cuffs. We are now ready to put our waistband and our cuffs onto the hoodie. Before we pin these to the hoodie, we're going to fold them in half and give them a light press. So I'm folding it so that I have the good side now to the right side. So we are now ready to quarter these and put them onto our hoodie. You'll notice that the waistband is smaller than the circumference around the bottom of the hoodie, and this is the same also with the cuff, so it's smaller than the circumference around the end of the sleeve. Our next step is making sure that we distribute the stretchiness of our waistband evenly along the edge of our hoodie. Same with the cuffs. So what we need to do is a very important technique called quartering. Basically, quartering means dividing everything into 4. So we're going to divide our hem into 4, our ribbing into 4, we're going to divide our sleeve into 4 and our cuff into 4. So this means that we can distribute the stretchiness all the way across all of these areas. So firstly, we're going to fold the bottom of our hoodie, and we are going to put a little mark right in the center, front and back. So now we have 4 quarters. So we have each side seam, and also we have our center front and our center back. For our ribbing, we are also going to divide that into 4. So we're going to fold our ribbing, and we're going to put a little notch right in the center front and center back of the ribbing. So we now have our ribbing divided into 4 quarters. So we've got our side seams, we've got our center front, and also our center back. We are now going to do the same with the end of our sleeve. So we're going to now divide this edge into 4 quarters. So all we do is fold it, and then we make a little notch here, and then we also make a little notch here, and we know that this seam here is our other quarter. So we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, and also 4. Then we do the same with our ribbing. So we fold this ribbing in half, we make a little notch, and we know that we have 1, we have 2, 3, and 4. Now we put the bottom of our hoodie and also our ribbing together. So to do that, we just turn our ribbing up and slot that over the bottom. So I've now got all of my seam allowances stacked up on top of each other. So I have the edge of the hoodie, and then I have the 2 edges of the ribbing together. I'm going to put a pin in at my first quarter. My second quarter will be the other side seam. So I'm going to go all the way over here, slot that over the end of the hoodie, and then put another pin in. So I've got all those raw edges now stacked up on top of each other. Now I go to my next quarter. So I know this is in the middle. I put it together with this notch here. Pin in. And then we'll do the last quarter, which is the back. So we turn everything over and then matching up this quarter with this quarter notch and putting a pin in. So you can see that the two edges don't match that well. That's because one is smaller than the other, which is fine because what we need to do is stretch it along that edge so then it will bring the hoodie into the waist. So now we're going to go over to the overlocker and sew that together. We're going to overlock all three edges together. I'm going to start at the side seam and then go around to the back and then do the front last. So it's very important that as you sew this, you stretch the ribbing to match the bottom of the hoodie. So that's how it's going to be evenly distributed around the whole of the bottom edge of the hoodie. So I know that my next quarter is here. I need to stretch this to match this extra bit of fabric here. To the front, to the pocket, just remember that you've also got the pocket to catch in with the bottom of the hem. So you're now sewing through 4 layers of fabric. We're now going to repeat the same process that we used for our waistband with attaching our cuff. So we're going to get our cuff and just slot it over the bottom of our sleeve. So I have all of my raw edges stacked on top of each other. I have my seam here on the cuff matching the seam on my sleeve, and I also have my right sides together. So the first pin I'm going to put in is at that seam line. Now, same as the waistband, we need to quarter this as well. So I'm going to find the quarter on my sleeve, which is here, and match it with the quarter on my cuff, which is here. So I know, same as the waistband, I need to stretch all of this extra onto my sleeve as I sew. So I'm going to pop over to the overlocker and do that now. Sewing the end of your sleeve to your cuff can be a little bit fiddly because it's quite a small space that we need to get into. But remember, you just need to stretch your fabric between the 4 quarters and you should be okay. Excellent job everyone. So you have your hoodie with the waistband on and the cuffs. We are now ready to do the hood.